In the quiet hills of Walton's Mountain, where the scent of pine lingers in the air and the rhythm of life is measured by sunrise and supper bells, the Walton family, 9 strong, lives with resilience, love, and quiet dignity. John and Olivia Walton, parents grounded in faith and hard work, shepherd their 7 children through the trials and small triumphs of the Great Depression. Each child carries a dream, some whispered, some boldly declared. And in Season 3, Episode 10, titled The Book, 2 of those dreams take center stage. One soaring with promise, the other nearly overlooked in its quiet sincerity. It's John Boy, the eldest son, thoughtful and introspective, who finds himself at a crossroads. Accepted into a prestigious writing class at the community college, he steps into a world far removed from the familiar creak of the Walton porch swing. There, the other students speak in lofty terms of symbolism, existentialism, and avant-garde form. Their chosen topics are complex, even esoteric. John Boy, whose stories bloom from the soil of his own life, of family suppers, fireflies at dusk, and lessons learned on horseback, feels out of place. Doubt creeps in. Is his voice too simple? Too rural? Too Walton? Back home, Olivia Walton, ever watchful, ever nurturing, senses her son's quiet struggle. Without hesitation, and without telling John Boy, she gathers a few of his stories, the ones scribbled in pencil in his worn notebook, and mails them off. A mother's quiet act of faith, hoping to reignite the spark in her son's eyes. Meanwhile, another dream stirs in the Walton household, this one carried on a melody. Jason, the family's gentle soul and gifted musician, rushes into Godsy's general store, harmonica in hand, practically glowing. His new instrument has arrived, and the world, to him, sounds suddenly brighter. As he plays, a stranger steps inside. Casper Tice, a local fixture with an ear for talent. He listens, nods, and offers Jason the chance of a lifetime. An audition with Bobby Bigelow's Haystack Gang, a popular band set to perform at the upcoming barn dance in Scottsville. Jason leaps at the opportunity. And just as Jason's hope is taking flight, so too does John Boy's. Olivia, heart fluttering, hands him a letter, the publisher's reply. With trembling fingers, he opens it. The news is staggering. Accepted. His stories will be published. The house erupts in celebration. John beams with pride. Elizabeth claps. Mary Ellen teases, but her eyes gleam with awe. In the whirlwind of congratulations, Jason steps forward, ready to share his news, only to be gently, unintentionally, swept aside by the tide of joy surrounding his brother. He waits. He tries again later, when the contract arrives, crisp and official. But once more, John Boy's future seems to eclipse the moment. Jason watches, smiling politely, though something in his posture softens, just slightly. And Bobby Bigelow, a man who knows real talent when he hears it, doesn't hesitate. Jason is in. The Haystack Gang has a new harmonica player. And soon after, an offer, $3.50 a night, a fortune to a farm boy in 1935. Back at the Walton home, the first box of books arrives. John Boy signs one for Ike, his first autograph, his hands steady now, full of quiet confidence. But pride turns to confusion when, tucked among the crisp new copies, he finds an invoice, $50 due. A visit to the local attorney confirms the truth, sobering, but not malicious. The publisher is legitimate, technically. It's a vanity press, a company that prints an author's work for a fee. John Boy didn't sell his stories. He bought their publication. The realization settles like evening fog, humbling, instructive. Dreams, he learns, demand not just passion, but prudence. And it's in that moment of quiet reckoning that Jason asks his father for the truck again. When John gently inquires why, Jason, with uncharacteristic directness, says, "I'm playing with Bobby Bigelow's band tonight." Silence. Then stunned joy, followed swiftly by remorse. Olivia's face falls. "Jason, why didn't you tell us sooner?" He looks at her, no resentment in his voice, only understanding. "I tried, Mama, but nobody was listening." It's a line that lingers, not with accusation, but with the gentle truth of a child who loves too deeply to hold a grudge. Olivia is quiet for a long moment. Then she makes a decision, one that speaks louder than any apology. "Then we're all going to the dance." That night, Under strings of lantern light and the lively stomp of fiddle and banjo, the Walton family gathers close as Jason steps onto the makeshift stage. He lifts his harmonica, and when the first clear, joyful note rings out, pure, heartfelt, unmistakably his, you can see it on their faces. Pride, yes, but more than that, recognition. Jason's gift doesn't roar like a headline. It hums, steady and true, like the heartbeat of the mountain itself. The next day, John Boy faces another kind of stage, the microphone of the roving reporter, a local radio program. He is late, overwhelmed by the whirlwind of the past week, and tries to cancel the interview. But it proceeds. And there, live on air, he does something rare and brave. He tells the whole story, not just the triumph, but the stumble, the vanity press, the $50 bill, the lesson learned. Back home, the family listens, gathered around their Philco radio, as John Boy's voice, honest and humble, fills the room. Later, after the younger children are tucked in and the fire has burned low, John Boy sits with his father and mother. No defensiveness, no excuses, just reflection, and something shifts. In the days that follow, the house feels balanced again. John Boy returns to reading bedtime stories to Elizabeth. He helps Ben with his spelling. He listens, really listens, when Jason talks about chord progressions or Ike mentions a new shipment of sheet music. Because in the end, the book isn't just about publication or vanity presses or even harmonicas. It's about attention, about love distributed not equally in volume, but equally in value. It's about how dreams, whether bound in leather or carried on a melody, deserve space to breathe. And on Walton's Mountain, where love is the truest currency, that lesson echoes long after the final page is turned and the last note fades. For in a family like the Waltons, success isn't measured in contracts signed or stages played, but in moments seen, voices heard, and hearts held close, even when the world, or a headline, threatens to drown them out.